Hi, my name is Karthik, and this is why you keep watching SAT videos but you never improve. When I was preparing for the SAT, I remember thinking I needed this new strategy because what I was doing clearly wasn't working. I remember trying to constantly review and I wasn't getting the score that I wanted. And I thought maybe there was something that I wasn't doing already. There was some new tip or new way I needed to think about the SAT in order to get a good score. Right. So I looked online for tips on the SAT and I encountered this video, and this must have been 3 years ago now, and it was something like top 7 tips for the SAT or how to get a 800 in the reading section. It was something like that, right? And I remember watching it and I got all these tips that seemed really good at the time that, oh wow, I could instantly apply these and boost my score maybe about 50 points at least. And I took a test after that at using the techniques that I'd learned, and I think I got one more question right. And when I took another test about a week after that, I ended up getting the same score that I did because I was lacking a fundamental skill. And that's what I'm going to be talking about today. The truth about this content, top 7 tips, how to increase your score to 800, how to increase your score by 200 points. The truth about all of that is that there is no special trick that's going to be able to deliver that. These other YouTubers on the SAT, they try to sell you this idea that you can just improve your score with a bunch of tricks, or better yet, buy my course and then these special tricks within my course are going to boost you to the score. And that's the complete wrong way to look at it. You know, I recently rewatched that video and the advice was so generic. And I realize now just how messed up it was planning that idea in my head that I could just be better if I just knew some more tips, right? And it gave basic advice on how to approach certain problems. And that's always somewhat beneficial, but simple tricks are not going to increase your score and they're ultimately a waste of time. Even now, currently 2023, SAT YouTube is filled with that lie. It's filled with this idea that you just need to know these simple tricks and understand these specific ways to encounter very specific problems that the YouTuber specifically chooses beforehand that their technique works in. And you think, or you're tricked into thinking that that is going to specifically increase your score when that's not the case at all, right? Ask yourself this one question. Why does everything need a shortcut? Why does there need to be a trick to answer this question and to get the score that I need? Why do I need to know this simple thing? The more you dive into that question, the more you realize that anybody who claims anything like that is going to, they're effectively tricking you, right? Anyone who claims that there's something simple that you can use to permanently boost your score a certain amount if you just memorize these 7 rules or 7 tricks, unless they're fundamental concepts in grammar or math, such as formulas or rules, understanding like simple tricks is not going to help you. It's clickbait. Everything that claims that is clickbait, and it's designed to attract your attention and not actually help you improve, right? That's the truth. They don't want you to improve. Anything that promises you that you're going to increase your score 100 points just by knowing a few tricks are complete clickbait. There are no quick tricks, right? So that begs the question, how do we actually improve in this skill? If I treat the SAT like a skill, how do I improve in that skill if it's not a new way of thinking? And this is the answer that everybody hates, right? The answer is volume and consistency. Nobody wants to hear the fact that the only reason they're not good in the SAT is because they haven't practiced the SAT enough and they haven't done it consistently enough. Other people will not talk about this. It's the one thing that improved my score the most was just learning that I needed to put more volume in and be more consistent. You can't be pushed against this lie again and again that you just need a new trick or a new way to think about it. The only thing, and this is something that I can't sell you. I can't sell you the ability to work more. I can't sell you the ability to be consistent. And that's why people don't talk about this. It's not, you can't monetize volume and consistency. You can't monetize hard work. The only way for you to improve on the SAT is by doing more and doing it every single day. You have to treat the SAT like a soft skill. It's essentially practice. You need to practice doing it, and you do it again and again and again. Constantly drill this concept into your head, and then you will see improvements in your score. And it won't be instantly. It won't happen in 1 week. It might not even happen in 1 month. But I promise you, if you practice the SAT for 1 hour a day for 3 months, you will see significant improvement in your score, right? So ask yourself this question right now. Do you want to just keep scrolling YouTube and waiting for tricks to help you and waiting for some brand new thing to help you while you keep wasting your time pretending like you're being productive? Or do you actually want to help yourself and want you to improve? If the answer is yes, let's focus on the first concept, volume, right? As I talked before, the only way to get better at the SAT is volume, by doing the questions, doing them every day, right? But one more than that is problem review, right? Not only do you need to go through every question, you need to constantly review the questions, right? Categorize questions into question types and see the ones that you get right and see the ones that you get wrong. That way you can prioritize what you need to do more of and what you need to do less of. Think of every different type of question as a specific skill, right? And the SAT as a list of these skills. You need to be good at all of them if you want to get a good score. So make sure you review the problems, even the ones that you get right, on why the right answer is right and why every other answer is wrong. Maximize the most you can get from one problem, and you should do this with the wrong problems, especially because you want to focus on why you got it wrong and why all the other ones were wrong. And you want to make sure that your thinking is the same way, right? The reason provided why a certain question is wrong on the SAT should be the same reason why you thought it was wrong, right? If you commit to this idea of just pushing volume as your primary mover for progress, you're going to see results. Now, consistency. This is probably even more important than just general volume, right? It's not about how much you can do today. It's not about, I did 60 problems today and that was a lot of effort and a lot of work. Pat me on the back. I've improved on the SAT. No, it's about how much you can do over a long period of time. How much can I do today and tomorrow and the day after and the day after that? How much can I do every single day? That's the most important part of this. Think about, most people underestimate what they can do in 1 year and overestimate what they can do in 1 day. You have to really think, a year from now, how much practice will I have put in? And that's what's going to make the difference. It's thinking about this in a year time frame. If you don't have that much time, maybe it's 6 months, maybe it's 3 months, right? But it's about how much you can do in a long time frame. It's not about how much you can do in 1 week or 2 weeks, right? And you need to turn this into a habit. Now, how do we even do that? We need to start small, right? We need to focus on how much I can do today and then how much I can do tomorrow if it took no additional effort from me. And maybe that's 5 questions, maybe that's 10 questions. I do that for 5 days. Now my level of effort, my ability to stay consistent has increased. So then I do more the next day and the more after that. And that's how you turn this into a habit. You start with a very small unit and you exponentially increase how much you do. And you don't have to increase forever where you're doing 12-hour days. That's completely unreasonable, but you stick to an amount that you think is good, that you think you're getting the most value from. And you're also going to prioritize which questions you're going to do, because you're going to figure out which questions are harder and which questions are easier for you, right? Consistency is key. When you combine volume and when you combine consistency, that is the true marker of progress for the SAT. And honestly, for anything you want to improve in, there is no simple trick that's going to get you what you want. And I said this before, and I'm going to say it again. Most people underestimate what they can do in 1 year, but overestimate what they can do in 1 day. Now, I'm offering free SAT prep for your next SAT, but I only have space for 5 people to apply. So check out the form in description, and I hope you guys learned something.